Hello, are we live? I certainly hope so.
I think we are.
So, hello everyone that has decided to join us on this wonderful day. We are finally got our butts in gear and managed to get a stream together for you guys. So, this is to recap what's happened in the last 2 months since we did a stream. 2 months.
What I think.
So, 2 months. Jeez. Uh, what do you say we're gonna do? Like 4 weeks after the last stream? Oh yeah, there'll be another
It's
stream.
been more than 2 months, actually. It's
Oh,
been almost
oh,
3 months.
oh dear. Okay, so this week is a visionary update, as you can see. We're going to be talking about everything that's happened in the last 2 months slash 3 months, everything that's happened since the last stream anyway, and what we're going to be doing in the near future, what we've done, and yeah, just in general. So I am here. You'll see myself come up on the screen as Dink Dunk, and SaxPanther is here as well.
Yes.
Uh, yes, we have Desecrator here as well. Maybe later on, if we get design Q&A, we can bring him on. So, previously on AetherForged, we we had a lot of Reddit discussion in the last couple of months. So we had pretty much just after the last stream, there was a state of the genre on power spikes, which was really good. So that was actually entertaining to read through all that, and we got a lot of responses for that. So keep it up. Um, we posted. There was many memes posted. Then we're doing. There was targetable CC effects. Talked about the skins. Uh, talked about skin systems anyway. If we're gonna do palette swapping or Dota skins or whatever else. Um, if we're going to have a mentoring system, which we probably will at some point. I would really like it, but it's just time and effort to put in. Uh, we released a client shop music, and we released a dynamic music example for the how the music changes over. Oh god, antivirus, go away. We released the a picture of the launcher, or at least I think it was just a picture, wasn't it? It wasn't a GIF.
Yeah, it was just a picture.
It's not quite as sexy as the one that was posted on the Dongate subreddit. That's pretty dope. Um, and there was also the massive Q&A that we posted that Greenman Hands put together. Also, I can't remember. Did I say Heroic Technology did the state of the genre?
You did now.
I did now, so thank you. Thank you both for doing that.
And by the way, if you have any questions during the stream, just write it in chat and we will get to them at the end.
Yeah. So general stuff that I kind of skipped over actually. We since last stream, it seems like so long ago now. We changed from Cat Slug to O7 Studios. Um, it's just a name, but we were a lot more happy with the name O7 Studios than Cat Slug Studios, so that was the reason that that changed. Then, so the music that was played at the start was Autumn's Edge by our composer, which is super dope. I really like that one. But there's also other ones that I will be playing during the stream as well later on. So, moving on. So the first thing that we've managed to get done, sort of, that's a major part of what we need to do really is the fog of war system. And the visuals are not even have not even been touched yet. This is just like as much implementation as we've got just now.
Think of it more as like a tech demo.
Yes. This is how the game sees the fog of war pretty much. This isn't how the final look will be, but it works, which is amazing. So since last stream, Null Data dropped out or took a break, I guess, and we have Giggy and Alrison joined us for a while. He's taking a leave pretty soon, and Mox, who is in stream, Moxie. are our two main programmers just now. Yeah, the entire, and also obviously it's just visual and it's only placeholder for now. The actual size of it might be bigger in the end or smaller, whatever, wherever we
It'll be
it's all
bigger.
adjustable. Yeah, it's all adjustable.
But this will work for other things too. Like this will allow us to add vision to things like wards, for example, and towers, not just forgers.
Yeah.
So in different things we'll have different fields of vision. So yeah, you can definitely change the size of it.
The next big thing that we did that we actually showed off a tiny bit of this on the last stream, but networking is coming along again. We've now got movement and health bars, although this GIF does not show the health bars working. It looks slightly slightly janky. However, it's working. Movement works. It's pretty responsive actually. If you're watching one screen, watching one client, sorry, and then moving on the server, you can see it pretty much instantaneously. So it's exciting that we're getting to that point where we can actually start once we've got some kit implementation done and abilities working, then we're actually going to be able to start testing stuff.
Well, once we've redone the kit implement.
Yes. So the song that played at the beginning was Autumn's Edge. I can just play it in the background here whilst we talk. But we've had...
Just say something in chat if it's too louder.
I'll just tweak it down to a low volume-ish. So yeah, we've got quite a couple of music stuff, quite a couple of music things finished in the last couple of months. We've had obviously Autumn's Edge, the awesome dynamic music examples that was posted as well. So that is...
The client shop theme is definitely my favorite one. That sounds nice and like kind of got that Dongate feel to it, but like more pan-y. I listen to it on loop when I'm studying.
Yeah, I remember when Dirk first showed that to us, he was like, or just after a couple of evenings that he'd shown it to us, he went back and was like, I was like, oh, I've been listening to this like on loop for ages. We went back and looked at the SoundCloud, and I'd like, you can actually see who replays how many people have played the track over and over again. You know, something like 100 repeats on one track, just on the client shop.
Did you see Justice said the sound was a bit too quiet?
Too quiet.
Yeah.
Oh god, it's like jammed up to maximum on the stream. Or you mean I can turn the music up slightly. That's probably what he's meaning, is it?
I don't know. Presumably.
And
Autumn's Edge reminds me a bit of Guild Wars 2. I really love the music from that. Anyway, do you want to next slide while we're waiting?
I will preface this by saying this is not the final ability length that Libra will have. However, the animations are actually in it, working kind of her dash.
We should post the trailer that I made a while ago. Do you remember that?
I'll play it at the end of the stream. How's that?
Okay.
Do it. Send me a link on Discord, so I'm ready to play.
Okay.
But obviously, from this GIF, that is not the actual length of that ability, because she flies for like I don't know how long that is.
It's gonna be like a fraction of a second. It's just a
yeah,
dash.
she flies indefinitely in the GIF, and in actually once in the final thing, she'll only dash for like 0.5 seconds or whatever. So, then next thing, let's take a look quickly. We posted some Guardian based. Oh, actually, the next thing is VFX. My bad. So, Just Us came on from obviously RIP. RIP the Spirit Gate. That was, for those that don't know, the modded version of, or sorry, a Dota mod that wanted to recreate a Dawn Gate in Dota itself, which got to a point where it wasn't worth their time trying, because every time they updated something, Valve would break something with the creation kit that they had for Dota. So, RIP. But on the upside, Gigi Moy, who was the lead developer there, has joined us as a programmer, and Justice has came over as well for VFX. So we have some. He's been working pretty solidly on getting out some neat looking animations, or at least place some base animations that we can work off of in the future. So this is Fear. From left to right is Fear, middle is Charm, to the right is Cripple. Sorry, no, that's not even right. The bottom one is Cripple. The one is Charm. So some pretty neat things going on, and this will only, we have a couple more, but we didn't want to quite show them as they're not quite as polished as these ones. So the further we get, the more we can show, the more excited we can get. Right. So as I was saying, if you haven't noticed, we updated the subreddit since last stream as well. We managed to make it so it looks a bit better. There's now a proper theme on it that's up to date, because the original one wasn't. It was like an old 2014 one or something. But we, at the very bottom of there, you can see sort of the Guardian concept art that was done. So this is both of our Guardians. And I can't actually remember if the Rock Guardian was posted. But if not, there you go.
I would like to add also that these are basically modeled after the Duncan Guardians, obviously, but they might change in form. They haven't actually been modeled yet. I mean, I know Dink was like messing a little bit, but they won't look. I don't think that they'll look quite as much like the Duncan Guardians. Again, very early stage, but this will definitely give you a great sense of the feel of them and the differences between them.
Yeah, and we're definitely going for a striking appearance for both of them, hopefully. There's only so much you can do with a body, head, and two arms, sort of size-wise and whatever, but we're going to try and differentiate it once it's in-game as well. The next big thing then is the Visionary, which is what the stream is named after. We have been working very hard for the last, specifically for the last 2 weeks, pretty much, and trying to gather up all the resources so that we can post this. But for those that have been following us for a long time, you might be able to guess who the Visionary is, because she's been one of the very first people that, or one of the very first forgers that we announced as being a forger, and one of the very first characters that we talked about. We've already talked about her alt in the past as well. So this is Syl. So she is a Jupian. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. That's quite bad. But
Jupitian? I don't know.
Pitchin, scholar of House Will Clark, and she's known for discovering relics of the past and piecing them together and finding the history behind them. She's got notable intellect, and although that masks a childish spirit, she prepares to follow in her father's footsteps. I can speak honestly. So I'm going to take up on screen what will be released on the Reddit after the stream, and we'll post it in the. We'll post a link to it in Discord as well for those that are watching. I hope I have it open. So this is what's going to be posted. So we have pretty much the same sort of thing as we did for Nebra, but we've got some design notes to go along with it and a bit of lore flair for each ability also. So I will let people read through this in their own time. This will be posted after the stream. But it sort of gives an idea and design notes behind each of the abilities. So we hope that you enjoy reading through one of the more fleshed out characters that we've released and enjoy taking a look at our art.
Yeah, do you want to just post a link in chat?
Oh, good idea. I have a link already prepared. There we go, for people to look at. I will also post it in general. So we're very excited to release that. That's been worked on for well too long, hasn't it?
Yes. And our model's coming along too.
Yes.
But we probably won't be showing that today.
No. As soon as I get it into a stage that I feel it's presentable, I will be, or possible. Actually, I'm not gonna say next stream because I don't know when that'll be. But
Hopefully
when
next
she's
stream,
presentable, has all her clothes on, then she will have her own segment with a model.
Mm-hmm.
So, oop, I left the no, so unprofessional. So another thing that we've been working on that wasn't really mentioned. I'm just gonna play some AetherForged OST in the background whilst I talk. So one of the things that's changed in the last few weeks is that design have been busy getting the map reworked slightly so it's a bit more flowy, and the design documentation that we've been working on has finally been completed, in that we now have pretty much numbers, baseline numbers for all the archetypes, all the characters, and all the towers. Everything pretty much has numbers now, so it's just a case of implementing them. So that is more behind the scenes that we can't. It's kind of hard to show that without like putting the entire design document up somewhere. So I guess now that's stream end. So I will
we can
do random slides and take questions and answers them.
So one of the questions I was asked earlier was from Wind Eris. Have you considered funding? For example, Riot started in the way of just giving investors small things to work with that keep them interested. So the answer to that is we have considered funding. We've given it a lot of thought. And we haven't decided exactly how we're going to do it yet. But what we've been thinking is that we want to try to avoid investors and publishers if possible. We'd like to be completely self-funded and published because we want to have full creative control and that sort of thing. I suppose if it comes down to a like life or death of the game, then maybe we could look into it. But um, we're gonna try to publish ourselves, so that means that we will be raising the money somehow, most likely through the players itself. So that could mean Kickstarter, that could mean Patreon, or it could mean just through in-game microtransactions. Um, but we're not really at the point where we would be. Oops. We're not really at the point where we would be getting funding right now, anyway. So, like, we don't really need it right now, and we don't really think that the game is far enough along to be asking for funding. So, basically, you'll hear a lot more about it once it comes time to talk about it. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
As long as you're, keeping up on our subreddit and that sort of thing. That's another question.
Are we gonna be?
Oh yeah, someone asked about competitive. Yeah. So Fitet asked, as a competitive player, I want to know, will there be some kind of ranked or competitive system? Thanks. Yes, there definitely will be. In fact, we might actually just do something like what Dongate did, and just the first public release will be like the competitive mode. Yeah. Now not 100% yet, but that's what we're planning on doing as of right now. But maybe as we get closer to that first public release, things might change and it might be a little bit differently. I know, like Battlerite, for example, had an interesting way of having like separate ranked and casual
Yeah.
queues, but like combining them. So there's a chance we might do something like that, but most likely there will be ranked starting at the first iteration of the game.
Mhm.
That's the answer to that, I guess.
One question that came from the Reddit that I never got around to answering was that are any of the developers vegan? And I don't believe so.
Best question.
And the other question from that comment was, which fruit identifies every one of you? So, I don't know, an orange. And I'm soft and squishy on the inside.
What do they say? Fruit? Which fruit identifies you?
Identifies everyone on the team.
I think for me, is a raspberry count as a fruit? I think a raspberry because raspberries are delicious and I'm delicious.
And then they go
So
sour after a while.
yes, definitely. Um, is the current networking limited to 2 people? No. I don't
It's
think
not
so.
actually. It's technically I could throw up like 10 accounts and connect to every single one of them and run around in all 10 screens. I think we can even actually it's not even limited at all. So it would just be a case of how much it would take before your computer would crash, opening different versions of AetherForged.
Yeah.
Okay, question was from Oblivion, was art-wise, are you guys following a specific style / orientation, or are you just going with the design that you find could fit the theme of the game? I'm asking this because Sil sort of gave me a hint of anime mixed with Atlantis. By Atlantis, do you mean the Atlantis as in the mythological city, or the movie from Disney from like 19 something or other? Because yeah, I guess so. We're kind of taking a strange approach. It's Jersey that should probably be answering this. He's our art director and art mastermind. So all the characters will have from now on will be in line with each other in the same art style. But we're kind of going basically uh, leaning towards a lot of the what Dongate was doing, where it's sort of realistic / cartoony style. I guess dark.
Well, what do you mean by style? Like, do you mean like the thematic, or like
instead of
the
materialized on so a lot of the way it's probably all our characters are going to eventually be hand painted as well. So that will give you a feel of the.
But I think he was asking more about like thematic wise, because like Well, like in terms of how we create characters that fit a theme. Like there definitely is a theme of the game, and we definitely, you know, there are things that fit the style in terms of like the in-game world from a lore perspective.
Yeah.
Um, but we also use, a lot of reference. So, um, this what's the saying? Standing on the shoulders of giants or whatever. We're not the first people to make a MOBA game or even like a fantasy themed game or whatever. So, um, but we don't want to copy anything either. But there's a lot of cool themes from movies, books, and other games that we can take.
Yeah.
So I guess kind of a mixture of both. The health bars are not final.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll be completely prayed up. Currently, as you zoom in the camera, they also stay the same size, or they should stay the same size. Apologies, but they don't.
I believe currently the health bars are not attached to the UI, but they're actually attached to the character.
Yep.
So like so characters who are farther away will have smaller health bars and nameplates, which is which will not be in the final version. But yeah, the UI is nowhere near done yet. But we've also done some stuff um, in terms of planning out.
UI and planning out
Yeah,
what you need on them.
I don't know if you'd want to maybe show one of the drafts I did or not.
Sure.
It's obviously not a final version, but just to show the. It's on. Should be on Drive. Oh, 'cause I didn't upload it. Let me check. If it's not there, I can just upload it really quick.
Yeah. There was a question that I saw from Misha. Misha is AQT. Any new characters you guys might be working on? Depends if you're talking design, because yes, we're always working on new characters.
About 50 of them, roughly.
Yeah. We have a lot of ideas. But in development, as of like models slash art, we are currently in the final stages of finishing another character that our artist Jasmine's been working on. Then obviously Lucan head sculpt was shown off last week.
Last stream.
He will be last stream, yes. He will be shown at some point, but the modeler Sphonix that actually did that model, he ended up taking a time of leave from AetherForged to pursue his personal life and his education. So it would have to be picked up by myself probably. Or if he feels like he has time, he can come back and finish it.
I uploaded the UI also to the drive, so it should be there now.
Under UI?
Yep, under drafts.
I see it. There we go.
Yeah, but we have, I mean, in terms of like kits that we planned out, I mean, over 50, probably closer to like 75 kits, I would say, but a lot of them have been kind of trashed, put in the graveyard, so to speak, or they're just still not fully planned out. But I think in terms of the kits that we've actually spent quite a few hours on, they've gone through several design meetings and iterations. About 50, yeah. And it's nice to have a large pool because it means that like when we are picking which character we want to add into the game next, we have a nice diverse group. We have characters of different genders, races, kits which are of different filled different niches and that sort of thing. So oh yeah, so this is the UI. So basically
moving it and what we actually need on it as well.
Yeah. The color is not like in terms of the map visuals. if you've seen the concept art for the map, which we showed on the last stream, that's more closer what the color is going to be. The map right now, in terms of what's actually in game, is I can't talk. Basically, being used for designing the layout and that sort of thing. Actually, I believe that the ground texture is just a copy and paste of the Dongate map, if I'm correct.
There's a big plane running through the middle of the map, and that is indeed got the Dongate texture on it. But the texture that's on the ground just now, like the actual texture, the ground texture, was drawn by Ted.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. So anyway, so the idea of the UI, and this is not final, obviously, but this is more just talking about the layout of things. Basically trying to keep things like compact as possible, and so you shouldn't have to move your eyes all around the different parts of the screen so much. But everything has small borders around it, so it won't obscure anything. Like so if something is like partially obscured by the UI, you'll still be able to see them moving, and still you'll know that they're there. This will probably be iterated many times before it gets released, and arted up to make it look a little prettier. And obviously using AetherForged skill icons instead of Dongate skill icons and that sort of thing. But yeah, this is what we've been working on. There was something else I wanted to add about this, but I can't remember.
I'll come back to you.
Yeah.
I can't see any more questions. So, apart from there was someone asking about where the old streams were. So if you missed it, if you missed the stream where you're just tuning in now, this entire stream will be uploaded onto YouTube, and I believe it should be recorded on Twitch straight away. So there should be a VOD. But if not, I've also recorded the entire session, so it'll be up in higher quality on YouTube. So, I guess we can.
It's pretty short, barely over half an hour. But I guess that's probably good because it means we didn't ramble on too much.
Yes, we ramble a lot.
Did you want to show off anything actually in game, just like run around in game a little for the end, or
no? Because
maybe next stream.
There just now, yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if I can show.
Next stream will probably have proper like full kit implementation too. I'm assuming, so that would be more something we go in game.
Next stream, 2 years time, yeah.
Well, I don't know. Hopefully sooner than that.
I can quickly, as a stream, so the question from Misha was funny in-house games or anything? As in, like, memes? Because we have plenty of memes.
No, but but in terms of the actual games, do you remember that one time a while ago when we were all, like, in Null Data's version of networking?
Yeah.
Or
he ran to the other side of the map as a race. Because that was the only thing that we could do networked.
Oh yeah, and it spawned like 1 million copies of Nebra, like right in the middle. Yeah. The first thing you had to do is figure out which one you're. Oh, and I think only null data could kill people too, right?
Yeah, but it was only in his end, so all that would happen in yours would you would just stop moving and you couldn't move. You're like, why can't I move? That's because the health bars were only synced to one client instead of all of them.
Oh yeah, that was fun. But yeah, it works. I think even in the states that it's in now, it works better than that. Because now it's been completely redone. But to answer the question, yes, we have done some funny in-house games.
And we're probably going to be doing a lot more in the coming weeks.
Yes.
As networking gets more and more finalized, we get more and more kits put up. Just all around good stuff, guys. And we hope.
Yeah, the other thing too is that sort of thing about like building up momentum. Like once the code base gets more implemented, we'll be able to start working a lot faster and faster. So like by the time we've got the full sort of Forger scripting API stuff in. Like we'll be able to make Forger and implement Forger kits quite quickly, and then the main bottleneck will be so. Yes, but we'll be able to actually create content probably closer to the speed of a regular studio at that point. But for the meantime, things are still going to be fairly slow since we're all part time. But who knows? Maybe if we get enough money, we can hire people to work full time.
Yeah, it's always a hope. What's
right.
your guys' goals? So one last question. What's your goal for the amount of heroes slash shapers, etc. are you going to be released with? So the amount of forges that we really want, we've got 10 that we want to put in testing initially. So the initial 10 will be our baseline, and then we have a number in our heads for alpha or pre-alpha, beta, alpha, and then beta. But I won't say them on stream. We basically, once we've got the kits in, at the very least you'll be able to play them without art assets. So there's always that. We just take time to get the art assets up and running, but at the very least on release we want 10 characters, or at least 2 of each art type.
Well, that would be for like an alpha.
Yeah. As in
Not
the
like a
first
full
playable version of the game.
Yes.
Playable release.
Oh yeah. You have to show the trailer at the end.
Oh shit.
What you close with? Show the trailer and then just cut the stream.
Yeah. Let's see.
So I sent you a link on Discord.
Oops.
So and yeah, and I guess we'll just close it up now then. So
Yep.
that's our stream, and thanks for coming.
Totally, thanks for coming. It was great to see so many people in chat this week as well. And we hope to do more of these in the future. Thanks for tuning in, guys.